What would be the outcome of your celebrity crush collaboration between you and them? That's today's question. And hi, I'm Sunny, and I have 4 pals you guys can choose from left to right. I was gonna say top to bottom, but it's left to right, pal 1, 2, 3, and 4. So remember, if you need more time, you're more than welcome to pause the video and then select the pile of your choice or choices when you're ready. Otherwise, I will go ahead and start with pile number 1. So pile number 1, you guys have the High Priestess upright. Sorry for the glare. So this is a positive card. I think that you guys would make a very like esoteric kind of connection, like collaboration. Maybe you guys are interested in like doing not hidden collaborations, but how can I say? I guess the best way of saying it is, imagine you guys following. Okay, it could be either you guys. Either you guys follow the intuition of each other, and it guides you to having a lot of wisdom, and it has a lot of good conversations between each other and exchanges. Or maybe you guys are fighting for the same cause or something. Or it can also be that you guys enjoy doing like really creative projects that are very like secretive or very hush hush, like you imagine you guys share those. Imagine like you're sharing a post, a behind the scenes kind of thing, and it's like a screenshot of the scenarios you guys are at, and just, or maybe you're in the studio and you're creating something, you're like, what would it be? And then you kind of leave your fans guessing too, where you're like, what are they up to? And they're excited for that. The secretiveness is very exciting for people, or the mysteriousness of it too, like revolving around what you guys could bring to the table, or you guys are like enjoying this more like witchier side, maybe when you're producing something that's a little bit more darker in theme, even. And darker doesn't have to be like, I keep thinking of Harry Potter, the dark arts. But darker in theme as in maybe it's not all like rosy kind of stuff. So sorry, it's rosy stuff. So maybe you are like being a little bit more on the luxury side. Right? So that could be it. So it's just very creative projects that are very, very esoteric in nature, or occult, or maybe just mysterious and just hidden from the public eye. So it does seem like it would cause a lot of interest in people to kind of bring that energy out, the curiosity, right? So that's what I have for you guys. Next is pile number 2. You guys have the 5 of Wands reversed. So I think if you guys were to collaborate with your celebrity crush, the outcome of this collaboration, you guys bring world peace. Talk about unity. I think you guys bring people together, maybe because you're both very different people, or you come from very different perspectives or backgrounds. That it's not necessarily that you both are wrong, it's just you guys have a different way of going about things. So I think that the collaboration would kind of be a compromise between you both, or compromise like maybe you guys really hate each other, but you guys kind of make it work because you guys are very talented. And I think you guys could suck it up and just make peace with it, but it really is beneficial for you guys in that way of like, well, it's like a love-hate dynamic, I feel, maybe. Or maybe you really like this person or admire them, but then you work with them and it kind of might not mesh as well, as smooth as you thought it would be. There's maybe a lot of passive-aggressive comments, or just like you guys are nitpicking at each other's creative techniques, or how you guys want to. Sorry, that's my stomach. I'm a little hungry. So I do think that maybe you are going about it in a way where you guys are picking at each other's techniques, like example, oh well, I think this lighting would look better over here, and you guys are like, no, I just don't think that's like the purpose of the studio lighting, or the video lighting, or something. Like, just imagine, like, most of the time, most people think about actors and musicians and stuff like that when it comes to celebrities, but even if it's not them, it's like, imagine, ignore my stomach, guys, because I'm not ignoring it. Don't worry, it's a fast read, so I'll get to eating soon. But imagine you guys are doing interviews and you guys get asked the same questions, or like they might be more I don't like SEXIST, even though that's not, I don't know. YouTube has a funny way of like getting where it's a little tricky, not pushed. But anyways, it's kind of like that, where some of those questions could be a little more gender based, right? Or you're like, well, how come he or she gets the more serious questions and I just get like the dumb ones, like the fashion of it or something. Like, it's just more like that, where you guys kind of clash maybe a bit because of things that you guys say, or you guys could get asked the same questions, but you're focused on different outcomes. But either way, it's still successful. It's just that you guys have very different harmonies about it, right? So it just feels like you guys are talented together. People love it, but I think behind the scenes, it feels more like cats and dogs, that you guys kind of just compromise for the sake of making the sorry, I wanted to sneeze, for making the project work, but it doesn't run as smoothly as you think it should, or at least people don't pick up on that. So that's what I have for you. Next, pile number 3, you guys have the 8 of Swords upright. So pile number 3, I think that if you guys were to collaborate with your celebrity crush, it would give you a lot of anxiety, or at least both parties would also kind of feel very stressed and anxious, because it's not something that you guys have tried to do before. Even if you were someone that's like experienced or, you know, new in the industry, I just feel that if you guys were to collaborate with each other, you guys would not feel that confident in your decision making when it comes to working together, because I think that you guys are looking at a lot of technicalities, or like micromanaging things, or looking at finer details when you're not looking at the big picture, and that's causing you to stress. Like, I think you're overthinking. That could also be it. You guys are overthinking your ideas and your projects, and it's because you're stalling, or it's because you guys have very different worries and even anxieties and mental stress and anguish, that you guys kind of stall. And I think maybe you stall the project, or maybe like because you're having like a meltdown or something, and it's not just you, it could be your celebrity crush too, where you guys are not in the best mental health state. Or you're very overworked also, and that's why you're kind of like you're not giving it your 100%. And even if you consider giving it your 100, it's not your most productive 100. It just feels like you rushed into this, right? And you didn't know what you were getting into. And that could be the same for your celebrity crush. It might not necessarily be you getting along or not getting along. It's just that it feels like you bit more than you could chew for both parties. And this could go either way, where it could be successful or unsuccessful, depending if you're using that energy to, how can I say, if you're using that energy to use that as a goal. So you can take that, like, I just feel like, imagine, like, take your Chiron and make the best of it, or you're gonna let your Chiron placement really hit at you and, you know, get you in your feels and stuff, or make it detrimental for you. So it could go either or. It's like a seesaw here. But yeah, I do think that this pile overall just feel a little bit more anxious and heavy. Feels like you have a lot of burdens, maybe because it was a lot of investments, and you're kind of, people keep weighing that on you, or like they keep weighing on both of you, that they put a lot of effort and like time and stuff, and like they need to speed it up, and it's like you're not giving it the best that you can because of that. It feels rushed. So that's what I have for you. So I don't necessarily feel truthfully, in my opinion, I don't feel it's going to be very successful, but to each their own. But yeah, I do feel this one's a little bit more heavier compared to the other ones. So that's the outcome of that. So next is pile number 3. No, not 3. Pile number 4. I'm so sorry. I'm going to cover the Lovers card, but it's upright. So for pile number 4, out of this collaboration, it feels like a very successful union, and I think people would love it. I think people would, I think, not corner you, but what's that thing? They ship you. I think people would ship you guys, because you guys just look, quote unquote, the part. So maybe whatever project that you guys do together kind of makes you the ideal version of what people assume their partner would be. So I think that they really like to romanticize that connection, when it could be just a creative connection, right? It could be a connection where you guys mesh well together because you have the same ideas, the same creative spice, the same interests. But I also think it's like playing with your audience of like, are they a couple, are they not a couple, are they like flirtatious? There's this flirtatious nature to you guys, and it could be just your personalities, but I also think you guys like to toy with the idea that you could be taken or not taken. It's just that people like that union, or that not mystery, but I guess they want to keep guessing whether you guys are or aren't. So I like that. So I mean, I don't know who you chose, but I like, I mean, I don't like that because it's projecting, but you get what I'm trying to say, where it's like it feels kind of, you know, successful in maybe a monetary way, or in a way where you guys get more influence or exposure to people, for example, if that is what you want, of course. But that collaboration, typically collaborations mean you guys are trying to work on something so that you guys get a broader audience, right? So keep that in mind. But I do feel that out of this collaboration, I think you guys could kind of imagine, like, if you guys were faking it, like faking emotions and stuff, and suddenly you guys get emotions. It's like work meets love. And it was like, oops, kind of thing, where you guys accidentally fall in love. So I keep thinking of the Shrek song now. Well, it's not Shrek, it's Counting Crows, but I think of accidentally in love. But it can be like that, where you're like, oh, I played with this facade, I played with this story, and suddenly we are. Another great comparison is, I think of the Hunger Games, where they're putting a facade for the public that they are in love, Katniss and Peeta. I think that's his name, right? I think I'm right. And they end up sort of, in a very disturbing way, end up having emotions for each other at the end, kind of like that Neptunian kind of thing. So it could have that taste here, where you guys have that Neptunian taste of like, we were faking it and then we're not faking it anymore. But people might not notice that. I think it's only you guys. But, or it could be where people might notice that in the micro obsessions and stuff, but only you guys are oblivious to that, maybe. But it could just be a nice little romantic connection between you guys, that you guys end up falling in love with your creativity, and then with your projects, and even with each other. So that's the outcome for this pile. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a different video. So bye, everybody.